That was going to be the answer?
Yeah. Okay, so the first one was, what do you remember about the accident?
Yeah.
You can just look at me. Yeah, just ignore the camera.
Okay.
So yeah, you can just start.
Um, First thing I remember about the accident is we were in the middle of a storm. A big wave came crashing into the boat. And then another huge wave came into the boat. So by the time we jumped up, I was sitting next to my oldest son, and all I heard was, grab the baby. And the next thing, I was floating at the top of the water without any of my children or my husband or my in-laws. I didn't have anybody out there. It was just me. When I got to the top, I don't know how they did it, but those people jumped off of that big boat and came down, was pulling people out, and they got me out the water. And I thought everybody was gone. And my nephew came running up. And he said, Auntie Tia, I couldn't help him. I saw Reese. And that's my oldest. He said, I tried, but I couldn't help him. And I hugged him. I said, I'm glad you're here with me. And then I got taken into the hospital where I am now.
Is there anything else you want to talk about the accident? Tell us about tell us a little bit about your kids or something.
Absolutely. We were down here in Branson on vacation. We go on family vacations all the time. I'm really close with my in-laws, close to all my family. And we were so excited to be coming down here. It was a place we'd never been, and it's beautiful. We went to the Ride the Ducks. When we got there, our ticket was for 6 o'clock. They told us, this is the wrong Ride the Ducks. There's more than one. We had no clue it was more than one. I said, but what we'll do is we'll switch out your tickets and get you on for the 6:30. We got on for the 6:30, and they said right before we left, it's a storm coming. So what we're going to do is send you to the river or to the lake, to the water first, and then you can come on back. I don't know. I've never been on it. I don't know how long it takes to get to the water. It seemed like it took a while, but I don't. Maybe that was part of the tourism. We got to the water. They switched. It was a driver who drove it, and then the captain got into the seat and drove through the water. We hit the water. He said, we got emergency exits. You can figure them out. They're the big windows on the side of the bus. We're all excited because it's so cool. It's so hot, so the water was feeling good. And then he turns and he lets the kids drive the bus as part of the tour. And then the kids loved it. All the kids on the bus got to get up there and say what they wanted to be, drive it. Then he takes over. Once he takes over, there's a big, huge wave. It's choppy, and everybody start getting like, hey, this is a little bit too much. And he was like, well, here's the life jackets up here, but you won't need them, so don't worry about them. We were like, okay, you know, and so then we sat down, enjoyed it, and then it got really choppy and big swells of water start coming into the boat. Then a really huge wave swept over, and when that wave swept over, the last thing I heard my sister-in-law yell was, grab the baby. She was there with her 13-year-old and her soon-to-be 3-year-old. I was there with my husband and our 3 children, who were 9, 7, and 1. My in-laws were there, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law and the uncle who lives with them. And both of my in-laws have bad backs. So they had to wheel them in to the boat. When he said, grab the baby, the boat starts sinking down. And my head pushed up to the top of the water, and I lost control. I didn't have anybody with me. I couldn't see anybody. And I know it wasn't, but it felt like I struggled for, it felt like I struggled for at least an hour. But it was probably like 10 minutes. And I just remember I kept sinking, and no matter how hard and the water was really, really cold. So that let me know we were deeper. And I couldn't see anybody. I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't hear screams. It felt like I was out there on my own. And I was yelling and I was screaming. And finally I said, Lord, just let me die. Let me die. I said, I can't keep drowning. I just can't keep drowning, because that's how I felt. And then I just let go and I started floating. And I was floating up to the top. I felt the water temperature raise to warm. And as I felt the water temperature raise, I jumped up and I saw the big boat that sits out there. I don't know what kind of boat it is. It's huge, though. And when I saw them, they were throwing out life jackets to people. And I said, Jesus, please keep me. Just keep me so I can get to my children. Keep me, Lord. And I was swimming as fast as I could. And I could not reach the life jackets. And finally, people got me over. I swam over to the boat and I was holding on. But my legs and arms were so heavy from trying. They were so heavy. It was so heavy. And I don't know if they were angels or if they were people that were on the boat, but they pulled and pulled and they got me up. They got me up. I passed out. I came to and I went out and I came to. And then the ambulance came and got me. It's one particular man that I had remembered from the day before. He'd helped. He had brought a wheelchair from my mother-in-law. And he came and he said, hey. And I said, I remember you. I remember you. Thank you for rescuing me. I remember you. He's like, I got Donovan too. I got your nephew. And I came to the hospital. And that's where I've been ever since.
I think the only question that I didn't ask it was the life jacket. So you said, you mentioned earlier that there were life jackets on board, but
Absolutely.
They told you guys not, like, you don't need it.
There were life jackets on there. They told us they're up here. This is where they are. They showed us where they were. They said, but don't worry about it. You won't need it. And we said, okay. So when the captain took over, I thought that at some point he would say, grab the jackets now.
Yeah.
But we were told to stay seated, and everybody stayed seated. And nobody grabbed it. When that boat is found, all those life jackets are going to be on there, because nobody pulled one off. I don't even think the captain pulled a life jacket off. Nobody pulled a jacket off. So yeah, they told us they were there, but you weren't supposed to grab them unless you were in distress, which we were, but he told us we don't need them. It was, I don't know what to say. It's definitely life-changing, life-altering event.
Is there anything else you want to add?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Is there anything else you want to add?
I would like to say that while being at the hospital, I've been in great care. These people don't know me, but they have been such sweethearts, such blessings to me and my family that drove in for us. Nobody wants to be in the hospital. I know I don't. But if I have to be, I will say again. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I'm glad that the staff that's here is the staff that had me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.